Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen, today I want to talk a little bit about Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated. This is ticker symbol TTWO, and this is a stock that a lot of people were talking about today because they dropped some pretty big news and the stock was moving pretty good. As you can see up on the screen, 7.35%. Whenever you see that big vertical line, that usually means some news, some type of story, something's going on in the market or something's going on with the stock. So we will be talking about that in this video today, but also I wanted to analyze this stock a little bit, break it down, give some of my thoughts and opinions about it, whether or not, I think that I am personally interested in buying it right now, or if I'm going to be waiting, selling, whatever. Obviously not giving any financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to go buy or sell anything, nothing like that at all. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on some recent news and about the stock in general, and kind of giving things from my perspective. This is obviously for entertainment, so do take with that what you will, do your own research, all that kind of stuff. So drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I'd appreciate that a ton, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So TTWO, again, this is Take-Two Interactive. This was a very, very big day for them, up 7.35%. Things were looking really, really good. It's been an interesting year, obviously still only down 2%, but still down on the year. So that is a little bit rough, but the stock market's been tough overall. At one point this thing was down almost 20%, so it's had a nice little run up, from the year-to-date lows. It's up like 22%, so this thing's been doing better than the market as of late, which is obviously a good sign in some ways. Today the market was kind of all over the place. Dow Jones was down, S&P was up, Nasdaq was up, and Russell was up. But obviously Take-Two was vastly outpacing the rest of the market. And just kind of breaking this down, getting into more about the stock. Obviously, it is a video game company. It kind of centers around three main games, I would say. Obviously, they have the 2K franchise. They have Red Dead Redemption, and then kind of the big one is Grand Theft Auto, and that is where some of the news comes today. And this is why people were getting so excited. This article from MarketWatch.com. I think this came from a tweet from Take-Two. The most lucrative video game in history is getting a sequel, and it's boosting damaged game stocks. Take-Two stock rallies after news that a new Grand Theft Auto is officially in the works, and analysts say the sixth installment could be here as early as 2023. Obviously that's just coming from analysts. It's not actually the news or anything like that. But some news that obviously they have announced that the sequel is actually in the works. Again, they didn't give a specific release date or anything like that, and they have said that, hey, every time we make a new Grand Theft Auto game, we want it to be bigger. We want it to be better. We want to give it the proper time, care. That's why we don't release games yearly. That's why we don't, rush things out. We want to give it the time, and if that means delaying it, pushing it back, if that means pushing it farther in the future that maybe people want, hey, whatever. They don't know what they want. We know, how to make a successful game, and obviously we've seen that with the massive success of Grand Theft Auto 5, the big kind of improvements they were able to make on games in years past. But not only that, the financial implications, I don't know why I can't talk, but the financial implications that had as well, how they were able to see insane amounts of money coming in, not only just making a very, very good game. So people are excited about this. That's why the stock was popping so much today. But when you look into the stock more, obviously people are wondering and getting excited, and a lot of people are buying in today. People are wondering, hey, is it time to buy into Take-Two Interactive? Is this the time that I'm going to jump in? And for me personally, I am not a huge fan of Take-Two Interactive, and that is for a couple of different reasons. Obviously, they're very, very centered around, these massive releases of titles and needing their couple games to do really, really well. The 2K franchise, that it is what it is. It makes a solid amount of money. It's pretty consistent. They're not doing anything groundbreaking. I don't think we're going to see any insane growth anytime in the near future for 2K, or maybe anytime ever. I don't know. Is 2K going to get more wildly popular out of nowhere? I don't necessarily see that. It's not, insanely big. It's not a crazy big esport, nothing like that. So I don't really see a ton of opportunity for growth in terms of 2K. Red Dead Redemption, it's a good game. When it drops, it'll make some money. It'll be solid. But then also with Grand Theft Auto, you're putting a lot of faith in the fact that GTA6 will not only be an amazing game, have no issues, not get pushed back. Who knows when it'll even come out? Maybe it's 2023, maybe it's 2024, maybe we're just waiting, and maybe in the meantime, the stock trades sideways, it trades down. Who knows what's going to happen? And then once it actually comes out, again, how successful is it going to be? How well is it going to do? How many people are going to buy it, play it, download it, whatever? And then how are they going to be able to monetize it? Is it going to have the massive, massive success on YouTube, on Twitch, and just with consumers that GTA 5 had? Is it going to have that crazy online experience that just captivates people to play forever and ever and ever? Or is it just going to be, one of the previous Grand Theft Auto games where people played it, they like it a lot, they play it a lot, but it doesn't become as huge as GTA 5? Is it possible that GTA 5 is a peak? I don't know, maybe. Maybe GTA 6 is just as big, is just as successful, but still, you're putting all your eggs, into kind of one big basket there. And when you look at some of the numbers for Take-Two, you'll see here that, yeah, like they have big booms every once in a while when their games, get massively popular, have a big spike or whatever, like with some revenue like this. But then you'll see how things just kind of even out after a while. Like, where this is December of 2019, we're at 929 million, and then 760, 828, 840, 855, 846, 811, 858. Like, revenue is pretty flat. And yes, there is that hope and that probability that, hey, once GTA 6 comes out, that thing's going to explode again. Who knows exactly how high it's going to go or where it's going to stop, and then where are things going to level off? Just how consistent is that revenue going to be coming in? I don't know. I'm skeptical. I don't necessarily love something like that. I don't love putting all my eggs in one basket like that. So I think it can be kind of rough. Take-Two, it's not the most expensive stock, but it's not the cheapest either, especially as prices are jumping recently, and things are kind of projected to maybe increase more, especially if we get an actual announcement for GTA 6, or as we get more information, more insight. You expect the stock's going to kind of keep running, but obviously at these prices right now, we're sitting at around a 24 forward PE, which again isn't horrible, but we're not really seeing revenue growth right now, and we're not really expected to see revenue growth any time, not crazy revenue growth, at least anytime in the future. And then obviously like a 34-ish trailing PE. So like I said, not the most egregiously overvalued stock in the world, but I don't think it's like a screaming deal either. Some of the interesting news for the stock is one, Petty John Wood and White Incorporated has bought a little bit of the stock recently. Obviously, an investment company. Here you can see new purchases, TTWO. I think this came out today. Yeah, this article was coming out today, February 4th. And you can see here that the purchase prices were between 157 and 192 with an average of 174. So they bought 4,560 shares of Take-Two. So, I mean, that's good if other investment, companies and stuff are starting to load up. Obviously, some of the big news that's kind of recently come out, January 10th, is that Take-Two Interactive is set to buy Farmville creator Zynga for $12.7 billion. Now, obviously, $12.7 billion is no small amount of money. People are skeptical about how this deal is going to go. I think for the most part, people are pretty excited about this, but this is different for Take-Two. Like Zynga is obviously more about mobile games, kind of the Facebook games, all that stuff, in-app purchases and microtransactions and all that stuff, and just getting really, really great revenue over time. Not only getting growth in your game, but also getting growth in those whales, spending all that money and getting all that money and getting people addicted and all this stuff. And Take-Two is, started to go in more of that direction. Obviously, 2K has some microtransactions. GTA is, starting to get more people to put more money into it, stuff like that. But it's very, very far off of what Zynga, is traditionally known for. So this is a very, very big opportunity for Take-Two to not only break into mobile gaming, but also, hopefully make some more money and try and find more ways to not only, be successful with the stuff that Zynga's already bringing in, but being able to expand upon that. It has its risk. $12.7 billion, like I said, not a small price tag, especially, I don't know what Take-Two is right now, $20 billion market cap. I mean, yeah, it is a pretty substantial risk. But there are some people who are skeptical and whatever. Obviously, this is Take-Two breaking away from its episodic revenue model. Here you can see Take-Two Interactive Software's revenue. It goes up and then it just kind of goes flat for times. But Zynga's revenue just continues to go up and up and up and up over time. So obviously, that'll be awesome for Take-Two to have something like that under their control. But again, how well are they going to be able to use it? How well are they going to be able to, manage it? And what just exactly is this going to mean for Take-Two? And again, how are they going to get their money back? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I do think it's kind of interesting. Also, breaking into some of the other things, analysts expect 14.8% revenue growth for the company in 2023. But in 2022, we're expecting negative revenue growth. Again, am I really looking to pay You know, 24 forward PE, 33 trailing PE, for a company that's expected to have negative revenue growth into this year. And then, hey, hopefully we get 14.8% revenue growth in the next year. You know, maybe that's the year GTA 6 comes out, but maybe it's not until 2024. You know, they're just kind of dangling that carrot in front of us like, hey, you know, we have this really awesome game. It's going to be even better. Hey, you know, invest right now. Like, I don't know. At these prices, I don't love, you know, paying for revenue drop this year and then maybe, you know, getting some increases into 2023. Over the next 5 years, you know, we're expecting 10% revenue growth per year for the next 5 years. Or that's for the past years, you know, 10% for the past 5 years, but then 13% per year for the next 5 years. Like, I don't know. I just don't necessarily see it right now for Take-Two. You know, if you are a big fan of Grand Theft Auto or what Take-Two's doing, or maybe you love the idea of Zynga mobile games, maybe you think that's a perfect thing. I know here it talks about some of the recommendation trends. You know, there is less people I think are kind of the recommendation trends, you know, look like they're going down here, but it's hard because there's different amounts of analysts and stuff. But hey, there was never an underperform rating, and then all of a sudden now in February, there's one analyst who's thinking the stock might underperform. There is still a lot of people saying it's a buy, and a lot of people saying it's a strong buy, and obviously the current analyst target is 207. We're sitting at 175 right now. But, you know, I'm just not necessarily loving the stock at these prices. You know, maybe as we get closer and closer to GTA 6, maybe after we get an official release date, or we actually get to see the game, or we actually get to hear about how they're, you know, planning to make money off this thing or whatever, you know, maybe I'll start to get more interested. Obviously, we have the earnings call coming up. I believe it's sometime next week. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, big news coming out for Take-Two today. You know, they're up massively on some great news. GTA 6, that's awesome. That's exciting. If you're invested in this company, that's what you really want and really need to hear. But again, it's not really enough for me at this point. I don't know. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about TTWO stock. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.